our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night of On the Pull Racing here from Flicker Farm TV as we get set to rock and roll here from Pocono tonight. Hopefully everybody enjoyed here. If you watched on the Flicker Farm TV this morning our time that is, the Ukrainian Racing League had a pretty good race there with the MX-5 Mazdas. Here tonight, though, we got the Xfinity Series with the Freedom Motorsport Alliance here from being sponsored by Flicker Farm Gaming. Here coming off the corner number 3 down through that front stretch here to get some laps in for qualifying. They come on down through here trying to find the best time. Nobody has the time in yet. Al Likens, they're out at the top of the board in that 77. Currently watching William Gay in the 75. As they head on down through the backstretch. We got Wetland up there as well. Pollard comes in. Aikman Pollard comes in and hang on to it. Gay's going for a ride. Pollard comes in with a 53.701. And we're going to have to watch that tonight. These cars in this track, cold tires through turns 1 and 2 can sometimes be an issue for drivers. Currently right now, Lincoln's in second with a 54.168. You got a 54, they've got a 54.060 for Matsko. Yeah, so we're on board with somebody here. That's going to be Chase Matsko. Yeah, we head on down through the backstretch. Something's up with the spec mapping on that car a little bit. Head on down through here off the corner. Up there against that outside wall. There, now it don't look too bad. There's the 34 of Matt Mars. Up there against that top. Running for Mars Hardwood. We come through off of 4, back out here, or turn 3, sorry. There is no turn 4 tonight. Turn 3 here onto the front stretch. We head down here in the corner number 1. Pollard with the best time so far with a 53.701. Ben Carson with a 53.926. Connolly with a 53.938. Gourmet ends up coming in with a 53.748 to put himself into second place. Still got a few drivers looking to make a run at it here. Gay may have had a no time. There you see the 8 of Steely. Currently sitting in 5th. Pennington coming around, currently sitting in 11th with a 55.148. Steely here as we're watching him come through off of turn number 4. Sorry, turn number 3. There is no turn 4. Get that through your head here tonight. I'm telling that to myself, by the way. Down here in the corner number 1. Steely jumps up there, stays in pit with a 9.33, 53.933. Nelson with a 53.932. Mars comes in with a 53.804. Gay does get a time down with a 53.833. Puts himself up there in the 4th place. 8 drivers heading here down through off of turn 2. Coming through up on the turn 3. Hey, Mars, he's currently sitting 3rd. Jeremiah Nelson out there, he's going to see what he can do. Currently sitting there in 6th. We watch him come here off of turn 3. Qualifying has ended. We're now getting into warm-ups. Warm-ups underway. Now we're going to take this time. Hopefully we'll see if it works out. As we forgot to do something last week. Go ahead and get with them now. That was my bad. Good evening there, Matt. How's it going? It's going fairly well. Hopefully I got everything working here on the stream side of things to where people can hear you. Yeah, looks like I do. But last week you got the hard charger in the Gen 4 cars. We kind of forgot to bring you up here in the booth and interview you.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty fun race, man.
Well, I know it's it's been a few days now, but kind of how do you think your Gen 4 race and your Gen 4 season going so far?
Well, the season itself, not so great. I mean, I struggle to finish races, it seems like. End up, hitting the wall or make some sort of mistake on pit road and go a lap down over that. But had a real good run, had a good car. After that pit stop, I kind of learned a few things and made some changes to my driving line and some things I was doing there, and picked up a lot of ground. But I had the wrong strategy going into it. I tried to play the long game and stay out, several laps past when everybody else was pitting, and lost a lot of ground to the leaders and just couldn't really make it up. But we were a top 5 car and should have had a better finish than we got. But real pleased with everything else, though, the way it went. Good clean race, and which it always is with this group.
Well, I mean, you had a good run going, like you said. It's just those simple mistakes you got to try to button up on a little bit here and there. Like you said,
right.
Pit road and a couple mistakes out on track. Kind of coming into this week, what are you hoping for here as you start another week here going through starting here tonight with the Xfinity Series?
Well, I surprised myself with my qualifying run here. I was a lot slower than that in practice, and I just, the second lap of qualifying, I decided I was just going to drive the wheels off of it, drive a little harder than I had been, and picked up 0.4 of a second. I don't think you can sustain that over the run. You'll burn your tires up pretty quickly here doing that. But just going to kind of try to take it easy and try to keep the nose clean and see if we can't get a top 5 out of it. And the Gen 4, I definitely look more forward to it, and I like the high horsepower stuff a lot better than these, Xfinity cars. And then we run we've got an 87s league now that's picked up on Thursday nights. That we had a real good race in that at Charlotte. I'm looking forward to that starting next season. I think we're going to do some IndyCar maybe this week for Joe. He's wanting to put in an IndyCar race, but pretty good, fun, exciting week of racing here for everybody at FMA.
Well, it's always a pleasure to come out and watch you guys as well. It put on quite a show.
Yes, sir.
You got anybody you want to thank, shout out maybe for getting that hard charger and
Yeah, I mean, I like, of course, thank all the other admins, and all the guys here in the league with us for a good, clean race. And, of course, thank my wife and kids for putting up with me being in here for hours on end doing this. But and thank you up in the booth. I appreciate the broadcast that you put on for us. I'd like to watch it back on Mondays while I'm at work, and just a little bit of something to help the day go by a little faster.
Well, and I know some drivers, they like the broadcast because it's like kind of watching the tapes and seeing where they can improve and stuff.
Well, yeah, and I run it. I've got a tablet here to my left in my sim rig, and I run the broadcast on there. And it's just another camera angle. I can kind of see what's going on behind me a little bit more. So, yeah, it's definitely nice to have, and we appreciate the job you're doing with it.
I appreciate the shout-out. Good
Yes,
luck tonight, and be careful with them cold tires going through turn number 1. We know cold tires in turn 1 here don't get along.
Yeah, good Lord willing, we'll make it a little further in. This was the track that implemented the faster pairs for us last season. We lost half the field in turn 1. So, yeah, we put in the faster pairs after that, which we think we've got a little bit cleaner group now, so we've removed the faster pair. But, yeah, we'll try to make it through turn 1 clean.
Alrighty, well, good luck to you.
All right, thank you, Adam. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, that was Matt Mars there during warm-ups. Now we're getting here with the grid for tonight. Here's starting out there on the pole. It's going to be the number 025 of Aikman Pollard starting on pole. And second there to his outside in the number 68, that's going to be Evan Gomet. Matt Mars starts third in that number 34. William Gay starting fourth. That's a second car back on the outside, top side of row number 2. There in that number 75. Row number 3 on the inside starting fifth. That's going to be the 33 of Ben Parson. Jeremiah Nelson in sixth. On the outside of row 3 in that number 27. And the number 8, Nigel Steele, going to be starting here tonight in 7th inside row number 4 with Graham Connolly in that number 71, starting 8th outside row number 4. Inside row number 5, it's going to be Al Likens with that number 77 in 9th with Chase Matsko to his outside in the number 26. We got P.J. Whitman starting inside row number 6 in the number 3 in that 11th position. Starting 12th tonight. That's going to be Robert Richardson in that number 49. Give me a moment. Here, folks. Problems there. Starting there now in 13th. That's going to be Brett Pennington in that number 76. Outside row number 7. There in 14th is going to be Robert Howard driving that number 50. Inside row number 8 is going to be Kel Tuberville there in the 15th spot in the number 64. Joseph Spillman in the number 41 will roll off 16th with Mike Rowland in 17th tonight as they get ready to go here. Rolling down through that short stretch down here heading towards 3. All right, drivers, get ready. Get rolling. Should be an exciting night of racing. 50 laps the distance here tonight at Pocono. Now, I always thought Pocono was a lot different, well, not different, but a lot shorter than what it actually is. Now, Pocono is a 2.3, 2.5 mile or 2.5 mile racetrack. So it is close to the length of like Daytona, Talladega, but races completely different. Now we head down here in the corner number 1, modeled after the now defunct raceway of, oh crap, I forget it. Then we got up here at turn number 2 is the Indy corner, then the Milwaukee Mile, corner number 3. Single filed out. We made it through turn 1 tonight. That's great to see. As you see there, the 3 of PJ Wentland going down there to the inside through that tunnel turn. Up here off the corner, you got Chase Matsko up there as well, looking to the outside of the 71 of Graham Connolly. Pollard out front right now as they roll down here through turn 3. What turn 4? Down here onto the front stretch. Front to back, Pollard, Gomez, Mars, Parson, Gay as they roll down through that front straightaway. Down here in the corner number 2, or corner number 1, sorry. You got the 75, William Gay. There goes the 33. Ben Parson down there on the inside. He's going to try to get up there into that podium position if he can. Down there on that inside. He's got that cigar time lounge on the side of that machine. I work down here through off the back stretch in the corner number 2. Down through that tunnel turn. Now I'm going to have to look it up because I know Pocono has 3 corners, 3 different corners. And they we do have a caution out. Fred Pennington and Mike Rowland. There you see it. Problems there for Fred Pennington. Head down here into, and there he goes, stepping out and then gets tagged from behind. Couple drivers involved. You got the 90 there. Okay, there it is. Trenton Speedway. That's what I was trying to think of for turn number 1. We're here under caution. Matt Mars sitting there 5th. Try to see if we got any big movers. We don't have really any big mover, but Jeremiah Nelson ends up falling back 7 spots, if my things are correct. There we see Robert Richardson there in 8th. Spillman on pit road as well, all with damage. After coming there down through off that, looked to be off of turn number 2, where they lost it. Okay, we're coming down here in the corner number 2. The 76 there, Pennington steps out. Then you got the 06, okay, that's not a 90, that's an 06. The 06, Roland, get caught up there. We're at the Flinger Farm Gaming Xfinity Series here tonight. Everybody's off pit road, getting ready to go. Fred Pennington looks like he's out. Mike Roland is out. Now we head on down here out of corner number 2. Oh no, I'm sorry, they're coming through corner number 3. That corner bottled after Milwaukee Mile. So I had that one correct. Corner number 2 is Indianapolis. And corner number 1 is Trenton. I thought it started with a T. I just couldn't remember what track it was, but it is the Trenton Speedway. I don't know fully what happened to Trenton Speedway. See if we can bring some of that message up. So apparently, Trenton was a kidney-shaped style of racetrack. And it operated. The first race was held on September 24th, 1900. Then no farther racing was there until 1907. So definitely interesting there about the track. The kidney bean shape was from 69 to 80. Then you had the mile oval from 46 to 68, and from 1900 to 41 was a half-mile dirt. The mile oval was asphalt from 57 to 68, and was dirt from 46 to 57. Down here, through, off the stripe, down here towards corner number 1. So just a little history there of Trenton. They modeled corner number 1 after it here. Matt Marr back here in fifth, trying to gain some spots. Down there on the inside, you see there Nigel Steele up there against that outside wall. Got a few of them still trying to get around there. They work down through off the corner. Now we're here on lap number 6 of the 50 here tonight, down through corner number 2. Now they work up here towards number 3. On board, there with Aikman. Now you're on board with Matt Morris, down here through corner number 2. And now through 3. Up onto that front stretch. Whoa, hang on to it. The 8 of Steele getting just a tad loose there. Coming off of turn number 3 down that front straightaway. There you see Chase Matsko down there to the inside of Steele as he tries to come down there in the corner number 1. Had to fall back a little bit. Sitting there in about 7th right now. As you're on board there at Morris, he's running around in 5th. Rolling down that back straightaway into corner number 3. Corner number 2, that tunnel turn. 8 drivers putting up a great race. Everybody's single power right now. And one thing to learn about Pocono, and I don't know if it's just my feelings on it or if it's just my experience with it, is I learned to treat it more of a road course more than a tri-oval. If I treat it as a road course and treat each corner as its own, I can pick up a little bit. But I also learned in the trucks that shifting down, going through the corner, does help. You hold the line and get off the corner better. I honestly wasn't sure if shifting down would work, but it seemed to work pretty well for me. I was able to get up off the corner better, especially later in the run. Hey, watch these drivers work down through the front stretch, down here in the corner number 1. You got the 025 of Aikman Pollard there in front. Evan Gomet there second, Ben Parsons third. William Gay there fourth. Matt Mars 5th. Nigel Steele there 6th. Chase Matsko 7th. Robert Richardson there in 8th. Graham Connolly 9th. And PJ Wetland there in 10th. That's kind of how you see them as they roll here off the corner. The Red Bank Rocket of Matt Mars hanging out there in 5th. Not really pushing too hard. He done, as we talked to him there before the race, during warm-ups, he was saying that he tried a little bit there in the qualifying to see it push, you know, how far he could really push the car. And he did push the car a little bit there in qualifying. He liked how he was able to pick up about 4/10 on his time. He said the only issue is he won't be able to keep that pace without burning his stuff up. So he's trying to find that balance between being quick and keeping his tires under him as the race progresses here on lap number 10 as they come down here through turn number 1. Evan Gomet there in 2nd. Ben Parson there 3rd. William Gay in the 4th as they head on down here into corner number 2. Down through that Indianapolis tunnel turn. And they head off the corner here, down that backstretch. In through the short chute into corner number 3. Spillman struggling here a little bit as he seems to be off pace back there. Yeah, he's got some damage yet to that car. He does seem to be really off the pace here. Just trying to make it happen. And see Pollard out there in front. Ben Parson, there goes Gay looking to the inside down here in the corner number 1. And that number 75 cannot quite get there to be underneath a Parson. As they work here off of 1 onto that backstretch. On board with William Gay. Now you're on board with William Gay down through in the corner number 2. As they roll along here, there you see Mars back there in 5th. Steely there in 6th. Spillman on pit road. They come here off of turn number 3. Somebody getting into that outside wall a little bit as we begin lap number 12. These guys, great job. There you see Matsko looking at the inside of Steely and getting that position there through turn number 1. Steely in that John Deere sponsored machine down through that backstretch. There you got Aikman out there. You got Gomet, Parson, William Gay in for it. Matt Mars there 5th. Working down through the front stretch. You got Evan Gomet out there. There's Ben Parson. Kate Matsko. Nigel Steely there 7th. Robert Richardson there in 8th. Graham Connolly in 9th. PJ Wetland there 10th. Working there off of 1. Down there towards turn number 2. Evan Gomet. Now you're with William Gay as he's there trying to catch Matt Mars. I'm sorry, not Matt Mars. He's trying to catch Ben Parson. Now we head down here into corner number 1. Thank you all for coming out and watching. We got Evan Gomet there in 2nd now. He got around Ben Parson. Or no, I'm sorry, no. William Gay's trying to get around Ben Parsons. Ben Parsons trying to get around Evan Gomet. Gomet there with that 025 of Aikman Pollard. Head on down here out of turn number 3, back onto that front stretch. Lap 14 of 50 in the books. And you see that 025 end up down there on the inside. Here comes 68 of Gomet. Working to the high side there through the corner. That's going to open that door up. But can he get the run off? He might very well get the run off that he's looking for. Up there against that top side. That'll get him the lead there. Evan Gomet to the front as they come down the back stretch here, heading towards turn number 3. You got the 50 back there of Robert Howard. Little far off the pace. Joseph Spillman is out from what I can tell. So Robert Howard back here, last car on the lead lap in that number 50 Coors machine. Here they go, down through the back, or down through the front stretch, rather, across the stripe, 16 of the 50. Spillman out, Rowland out, Pennington out. Now we got more drivers trying to make something happen here. You see them coming down through there. Jeremiah Nelson in that 27, getting up a couple spots. You got Al Lincoln's there in the 77, dropping positions. Graham Connolly there in the 71 as he gets up there to the back of the 49. Robert Richardson down here in the corner number 2. In the corner number, heading towards corner number 3 as they head off of 2. Again, there is no turn 4. You see that 27 of Jeremiah Nelson. He's now looking to the inside of the 64 of Cale Tuberville. Tuberville now falling back. Tuberville falling back there in the 13th now. We see Al Lincoln's get around him. Lincoln's now looking there. Nope. Tuberville's going to hang on there to the outside. Lincoln's down there on the inside. He's going to try to get something to move down there on the inside as they work here. Round 1 and 2. Aikman up there on the outside. Parson there in 3rd. William Gay there 4th. Matt Mars 5th. Chase Metzko 6th. Nigel Steele there 7th. Robert Richards back here in 8th. Graham Connolly 9th. And Nelson back here in 10th. And we got the battle hanging on here between Ben Parson and Pollard. Pollard falling back. Here comes William Gay now to the inside of Pollard. Pollard falling back now. He's got to worry about Matt Mars as they head on up through here off of 3, heading down through the front stretch. There you see Cale out of Blackshore North. Then you see Lyles out of, Aikman out of Lyles, Tennessee. There you go, rolling on down here in the corner number 2, corner number 1. Down here off the corner into 2. Matt Mars sitting in 5th. Kind of comfortably, it seems, at the moment. Just kind of riding it out. Looking to the inside of Pollard. Pollard having issues there. Yeah, he's falling back. There you see Mars looking to see maybe he wanted to make a pass, did not do it. Ends up falling back in line behind them all. As they come down through the front straightaway down here in the corner number 1. Pollard getting up there to the bumper of William Gay. Mars looking there as he comes off the corner, looking up. Brings it up there towards that wall. Nothing yet as they roll down through the back straightaway. Gomet out front in that number 68. He's ahead by about 2 seconds. About 2 seconds from what I can see. William Gay there in 3rd. You see Mars now looking to the inside of Pollard, coming down here into the tunnel, or into corner number 3. Hang on to it. Got to look like that rear end stepped out just a shade. They come here off of 3, down through the front stretch. Had to get back in line in behind Pollard. We got the top 7 real close together. There you got others racing real hard back here. 3 wide as they got the 64 there in the middle of Kale. And in front of him ends up coming Al Lincoln. There's the 49 of Richardson. As they work on out through here, you see the 85, or sorry, the 25 there of Pollard. Pollard down here in the corner number 2. The 8 drivers really hang it out. As there goes Pollard to the inside of the 75 of William Gay. Pollard wanting that 3rd spot back. Will get it. That'll drop Gay back to Matt Mars possibly. Matsko having a decent run as he's up 4 spots, now in 6th. Now they're heading down here in the corner number 1 once again. Here at lap 21 of the 50. These drivers hanging it out, doing everything they can. Points for tonight. Do we have points? So here's your points as it stands right now. Hopefully that is right. All right, sorry, I had old Xfinity or old Gen 4 points up there. Now we got them here with Xfinity. This is end of week 11. And we're in week 9 here. Those are your points. Back to racing action. Ben Parson out there, sitting 2nd. Pollard there in 3rd. I see William Gay there in 4th. Here at lap 23. Matt Mars sitting 5th. Chase Matsko in 6th. Nigel Steely there in 7th. Spillman, Brolin, and Pennington out. There we see Matsko's there in 6th. Steely's there in 7th. Wetland there in 13th. Trying to find where the racing action is, and right now it seems to be around the 34. There goes the 75, William Gay, looking back to the inside there of the corner. Coming there off a 3. 26 laps to go here at Pocono for the Bigger Farm Gaming Xfinity Series from Freedom Motorsport Alliance. There they work there off of 1 down through the backstretch, heading towards turn number 2. on board there with Matt Mars. And they're in the corner number 3. On the pit road goes Pollard, Parson, Gourmet, all coming on the pit road. Matsko also with William Gay. The pit stops to make it to the end. Down here, off up 2, down around here, you got the 8 of Nigel Steele coming down there now. He's out front. And here, it's important, these drivers, they get bonus points for leading the lap. So that's one of the things that they try to look for. There comes Matt Mars in. Nigel Steele coming up there. He'll get a lap led. I'm pretty sure I get bonus points. I could be wrong. That could be another league I'm in. Nigel Steele up there, across, getting leading that lap. You got Jeremiah Nelson in second. Al Lincoln's there third. Or Al Likens there in third. Cal Turbeville there in fourth. Turbeville. I got Ram Connolly there, 6. Wetland there in 7th. Howard in 8th. Mars on pit road. And here they go. Down here, off the corner, up there, off of 3. We got any other takers? Nigel Steele on pit road. Here comes the 27 of Nelson. The 49, Richardson, and the 3 of Wetland are in. Well, this could get interesting. Harris on board with Nelson as he heads there through turn 2. There drivers come off at 3. Nelson way up top. Does not look like he's coming in this time. We don't have anybody coming in this time. Well, here could be a kicker. Nelson and Likens pitted at lap 4. Turbeville and Howard have not pitted at all. Connolly is in. So Nelson coming there off of turn number 4, or turn number 3, sorry, left. Down through that front stretch. There in at number 27. Likens there in second. Turbeville there in third. Robert Howard in fourth. And then we drop clear back to the drivers coming through the short chute into 3. As they work here coming off of the corner. Marking air off, now here down through the back stretch. Likens and Tuberville. They work down through the front stretch here. Still have not pitted. 20 laps to go. It's going to get quite interesting here as the race goes on. Yeah, I don't know if they'll have enough to make it to the end. I know the other drivers up there and starting about 5th on back have all pitted. Here about halfway. So what's the advantage of that compared to somebody like Nelson who pitted at lap 4? That's what we're going to have to figure out. These 3 drivers come around off of turn 3. Down there on the bottom. Does he swing it up off? They will. Kale now on the pit road. That leaves Howard, Lincolns, and Nelson have not pitted. Howard just kind of taking it easy. Not really pushing hard. I don't know if that is the strategy to be had. The guys behind him are going to slowly gain on him. Now we see Nelson and Lincoln's out here at the front. There's Parson and Pollard as they work down through here out of corner number 2. Heading up here off the corner. Pollard up there to the bumper of Parson. Pollard, we know, is pretty quick. Question is, did he burn the stuff off that first run? Is he going after it now, it seems, trying to get up there to Parson? Matsko also had company coming to his back bumper in the form of William Gay. Come down here into corner number 1. Gay's looking to the inside of Matsko. You see them come off the corner. Not quite yet. 27 staying out along with the 77 of Likens. Now we're down there on the bottom of the speedway. 17 laps to go. Front to back, Nelson, Likens, Howard, Gomet, Parson, and Pollard. Those are your top 6. Down here, off of 2, down here, down through 3. As they head back onto the front stretch. 26 of Matsko. Right there in 7th as they roll down here into corner number 1. Nelson up there in front, leading the way. Likens there in 2nd. Howard there 3rd. Gomet there 4th. Parson there 5th. Now we got that 25 down there on the inside of turn 2, down here in the corner number 3. Kind of curious to know what the fuel window is on that number 27 and the 77. Howard also pushing it. He's got 4 less laps. So I think if we see the 4 or the 3rd place driver of Howard pit, then we know the drivers in front of him have to pit within the next 4 or 5 laps. He hasn't pitted yet. And Nelson and Likens pitted 4 laps after that. Howard down there on the pit lane. Time ticking for the 27 and 77. Question becomes, how quickly can they get on and off pit road if they have to come in? You're looking there at Chase Matsko. Now you're looking there at Pollard and Parson. As you saw, Matsko and Gay. These four drivers still going at it. As they're a little ways in front of them is the 68 of Gourmet. Down here in the corner, number 2. As you see him right there to the bumper, coming up off. Here comes the 26, Chase Matsko, rolling down there through turn 2, or turn 3 rather. A 27 and 77 on pit road. They're going to fall back through the field. That'll hand the lead over to Gourmet. Parson there second, Pollard there in third. Nelson left the pits. Howard has left the pits. Nelson back out on track. Howard back out on track. Likens back out on track. And here they come down here. So they're back towards the back end of the pack. They're still on the lead lap. Just back here at the back. They go Matt up there in front. Parson there second. Aikman there third. Matsko trying to find out if he can get up there to battle or if he's got Gay there behind him. There you see Matsko. Pollard there right against the back of Parson. Pollard was our pole sitter. As they come here through turn 2. Howard back on pit road. Possibly a black flag there for Howard to pull him back in that way. I got Chase Matsko here in for it. That'll put the 50 a lap down here. And Gourmet comes down there across the line. Parson there in second. Got a mere pull up Pollard. Gourmet just pretty much has to mind his own line. Make sure he hits his marks. On board with Parson down through that front, or down through that short chute. Gourmet out in front. Parson there second. Aikman there third. Matsko there fourth. Marks up the fifth. Getting around Gay. Matsko sitting there fourth, as we said. Pollard trying to gain. Let's see Gourmet there. Now they got Robert Howard, the number 50. A lap down machine now in the middle of the leaders. Down here into the tunnel turn for another time. Gourmet as your leader. Pollard there in third. As we were speaking of points, William Gay was out front in the points with 255. Sage Greco, and I don't see Sage here tonight, was in second. Steely in third. Currently running in sixth right now. Matsko in fourth. Evan Gomet in fifth. So Evan Gomet running fifth in points, leading the race here tonight. That should help the point standings out. And they head down here in corner number 3. Under 10 laps to go when they come across the line. In the corner number 1, Gomet as your leader. Parson there in second. Very clean race besides that 1 or 2 cautions we had. Ben Parson, the captain, there in second. Pollard there in third. Down here in the corner number 1, Evan Gomet, your leader. Ben Parson there in second. Aikman there in third. Down to turn 3. Looking at Nelson there in 8th. Now head on down here in the corner number 1. You got the 68, Gomet out front. Parson there in second. Up a 1, there goes 77 at Likens. Out of Campton, Kentucky. Matt Mars there in 5th. 7 laps to go. They work down here in the corner number 2. Well, off of 1, down here through the backstretch into 2. Off the tunnel turn, there you're on board with Matt Mars. Heading up here, try to see if he can take down Chase Matsko. Pollard there third. Parson there in second. As you see, Matt Mars in that number 34, 5 laps to go. Little damage there to the back right corner there of Chase Matsko. Not sure how he got that. Might have got a little bit of a bump off the corner. As you see him head off here. Down here through the backstretch to 68 at Gomet. Heading there through the tunnel turn. Looking like the 50 of Robert Howard hanging right with him. As we said, Howard a lap down due to a possible pit problem. 4 laps to go now as they head down here into the next corner, which is corner number 1. Mars looking to see if he can get around Chase. Down here into corner number 1. Mars, it's that bottom side. Gonna roll it through down there along that yellow line, up off the corner. Not yet enough. As the 8 out, Steely is there as well. As they roll down here into corner number 2. This could be where Mars gets him, but no, Chase got a really good line up there along the top side. They're still side by side coming down here into corner number 3, and there Mars finally got him, but Steely also comes along through. Matsko stuck to the outside as Steely now takes the inside groove, comes up and clears, coming down here into corner number 1. Matsko now is going to try to see if he can get dive down there into the inside. Not quite. He's going to take that higher line. Mars down there to the inside, going to try to keep Steely behind him. 3 laps to go. Howard back around in front of Gomet, but I think he's still 1 lap down. We'll see as they come across the line. Yeah, it does look like Howard is still another lap down. Yeah, Howard is still 1 more lap down. Graham Connolly jumped to the pits. Spillman, Rowland, Pennington were out early on in this race. 2 laps to go here for Evan Gomet as he comes down through that backstretch. Ben Parson there in 2nd. Aikman in 3rd. Mars back there in 4th. Nigel Steely there 5th. Chase Matsko in 6th. McKell there in 7th. Down here through that tunnel turn of 2. Ben Parson in 2nd. Pollard there in 3rd. Matt Mars back here in 4th. As they head on down here out of corner number 3. Gale there in 7th. By my calculations, up 8 positions here tonight. Final lap for Gomet. As they head on down through here. We got Gomet heading here into corner number 2, down through that tunnel turn. There comes Ben Parson, there in 2nd. Aikman there in 3rd. Matt Mars in 4th. Nigel Steely coming down there, getting underneath of Mars. He's going to get that 4th spot here, heading into corner number 2. Chase Matsko having problems. He's falling back now to 8th. I see him coming there off of turn 2. Matsko fall back to 8th. Gomet coming off at corner number 3. Down through that front stretch. Here we go. With Gomet getting the win. Ben Parson in 2nd. Pollard there in 3rd. As the rest of them come across that line here tonight. There you see Chase Matsko sitting there in. Here comes Matt Mars. As drivers continue to come off the corner number 4. Or corner number 3. Sorry, what turn 4? Aikman there 3rd, Nigel Steely there 4th. Matt Mars 5th. Waiting on the last couple Drivers to finish up here. Here's your finishing results. Evan Gomet there in first. Ben Parson getting second. Aikman getting third. Nigel Steele finishes fourth. Matt Morris fifth. Kel Turfville there in sixth. Al Likens there in seventh. Chase Matsko there eighth. Jeremiah Nielsen finishes ninth. Robert Richardson there in 10th. William Gay 11th. PJ Wetland there in 12th. Robert Howard there in 13th. Graham Connolly 14th. Joseph Spillman 15th. Mike Rowland there in 16th. And Fred Pennington there in 17th. Evan Gomet burns it down out there on the front stretch. Getting that win here tonight. Get with Aikman here. Good evening, Eric Aikman. How's it going?
What's going on?
Not a whole lot. You got third tonight. You started pole, ended up with third. Is that something to do possibly with tire wear tonight?
Yeah, I got to get a lot better at trying to save my stuff there. I didn't have nothing for Evan, and been there about 20 laps into the run. I got to work on saving tire for sure.
Tires mean everything here at Pocono, and I noticed everybody navigated turn one great here tonight. But how do you think your car felt? Even though you ended up third, how do you think that car felt for you tonight?
The setup built pretty tight towards the later part of the run. I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm not good at driving tight race cars at all, so that's definitely was a tight setup.
Yeah, I'm not much for tight setups myself, but I do find myself in a race car. Most of the time, though, I'm up here in the booth, which to me is a little bit more enjoyable for myself. But great job tonight getting third place. You think you can carry some of what you're gaining here to move forward through the season?
Yeah, like I said, I'll definitely have to work on saving my stuff a little bit better, but podium and a win 2 weeks in a row, a little bit of momentum. We'll see if we can finish out the season strong.
All right, well, congrats again. And you got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for third place tonight?
Just my team, man. Love racing with these guys. Appreciate FMA for having me over here. It's turning out to be a pretty good experience so far. Appreciate you for throwing on the broadcast, man.
All right, well, congrats again. And we'll see you next week, or do you run other, I can't remember if you run any other series here at FMA or not.
Yes, I'll be around for Sunday night and Gen 4 on Wednesdays, so I will see you on Wednesday.
All right, we'll see you Wednesday then.
Thank you, sir.
All right, I was Fuller there, our third place finisher. Now we'll get with Ben Parson. Good evening, Captain. How's it going?
What's going on, brother?
Not a whole lot. How's that second place feel tonight?
Well, here we are again, second place. We'll take it if we can string a bunch of these together, but we got to get up there in the first place eventually. We need to get in the gold.
That victory lane's quite the feat here at FMA.
For sure, there's so many good drivers here, and Evan is certainly one of them. Didn't really have anything for him tonight. He had this place pretty well figured out, seemed like.
Yeah, Pocono's not quite an easy track. And just curious, because I know I was starting to do it a little bit in the trucks the other night whenever I was doing time trials. Is it better to downshift or not downshift through these corners?
I did not downshift. I don't think anyone else did either from what I've heard in the Discord. I don't think if any place you would do it, maybe turn one, but it's all got to do with the gearing in each car. In this car tonight, it certainly wasn't really an option.
Yeah, there's two corners that come to my mind whenever I'm thinking about downshift. That would be turn 1 and turn 3.
Yeah, for sure, because you're so fast through the tunnel turn, it doesn't factor in. And yeah, if you get slow enough in turn 3, for sure, you could probably downshift. But I think you lose so much time when you shift that it just negates it. So, and for this car anyway, the trucks may be different.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good point. Running different cars, they all handle the tracks so differently. Their driving styles are so different. You could even have two complete different setups, and it can completely change the way a car drives.
Yeah, like when we run the Gen 4 car here, I felt like I was, pretty good there and probably had the car to win. I disconnected during that race, unfortunately, during the pit stops. But this car, I didn't feel as competitive. I mean, I know I got second, but still just didn't feel like I had the speed that I should have. But the car felt good, I just couldn't get it to stick and make it work throughout a long run.
Well, you did a great job nonetheless, keeping ahead of Pollard, who was our pole sitter tonight. But I mean, you still gained 3 spots from what I can tell on my end. I don't know if that's completely true or not, but great job getting that second place tonight. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
Absolutely. Want to shout out Cigar Time Lounge, downtown Dalton, Georgia, as always. Juan and Rika there, and say hello to everyone watching the stream at the lounge. And, so call Cigar Time for all your cigar needs.
All righty. Well, congrats again on second place, and we'll see how you do Wednesday night.
Sounds good. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow night for the Roughneck racing as well.
Alrighty, we'll see you there.
Better result there as well than last time.
That's the fingers crossed.
No worries. Thanks, Adam.
All right, have a great night there, Ben. All right, that was the captain getting second place here tonight. First place going to Evan Gomet. Good evening, Evan. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm doing well. You seem to have the car to beat there tonight.
Yeah, it was great. The car felt awesome. I don't know if that was just me. A lot of people were saying it was tight, but maybe the way I was running it was different.
Well, that could be. I mean, everybody's driving style's different, and when you have fixed setups like we do here, I believe they're fixed anyway. Everybody's got to try to conform to the car instead of the car conforming to them.
Yeah, it's fixed setup, and that's what I like. It comes down to driver skill more than who can make the best setup.
Well, see, and that's true. And it also depends on who can adapt to the setup is the other thing.
Yes, that is true. I know iRacing setups are naturally tight to make them easier to drive, but if everyone has the same thing, then everyone has the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, for me, whenever I'm running trucks or Xfinities or anything, I think the things are way too tight for my driving style. I can't seem to get them to rotate without slowing way down.
Yeah, that's nature of the beast, especially at Pocono. I'm usually terrible here, and about mid-practice, I finally found something that worked, so I was like, I'll run it. I didn't even know if it was going to save tire or not, but it ended up working.
Yeah, it worked out for you, and you saved enough tire there to get you through the end, and you called the pit strategy just right to make sure you stayed out front and ended up coming there till the end. Great job.
Thank you.
You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for getting that victory tonight?
I want to thank Hometown Garage. I know my parents are watching. I want to thank them for everything they do. I want to thank my girlfriend. She's watching. I want to thank FMA for putting on all these different series. It's a great event, great thing to have here. Thanks for broadcasting.
Oh, my pleasure. And can't wait to see what goes on forward in the finishing of the season here. I think we got 2 races left.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll have to chase down William Gay and Sage in points here, so see what goes on there.
Well, I know if I'm looking at the points correctly, you're either 4th or 5th in the points. I'm unsure of that, though.
Yeah, I had to. I went away for 2 weeks. So I had to miss the 2 races, which isn't a big deal, but maybe I can make it up. We'll see.
It'll be interesting. This win should help out, though.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have yourself a great night. Enjoy the victory here.
Thank you. You too.
So that was Evan Gomet, our winner here this evening, here from Victory Lane. I want to thank everybody for coming out, watching, supporting us here at Fleeger Farm TV. Can't wait to see what's in store for us tomorrow night as we hit Roughneck Racing's Super Speedway Series, and then we're back here with the GT3s afterwards. So thank you all again for watching, and we'll be thank you all for watching. Have a great night.